Hi, and welcome to Oral Communication. My name is Kim Swanigan, and it is my privilege to be your instructor for this class. I look forward to getting to know each one of you, and I'm excited that you've decided to take this journey, and I hope you enjoy the class as well. A little bit of information about me. I currently live in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, with my husband, Mike. We've been married for almost 23 years, and we have 3 teenage daughters. Our oldest is in college here in Georgia, and our middle daughter is headed to college next fall. She's very excited about that. And our youngest daughter is a freshman in high school this year. So we have very busy and in the process of transitioning to a new phase of life, but every stage is exciting. We lived in Colorado for several years, and we often miss it. But the Lord is showing us some great things about being in the South as well. We have new places to explore and new places to hike, and we're also much closer to the beach, which is fun in its own way, but we definitely miss the mountains and the beauty. I know many of you probably live all over the country, so I look forward to hearing about where you live as well. In terms of my education, I have a bachelor's degree from Bethel University in speech communication, and I have a master's degree in English from Colorado State University. I teach for Colorado Christian University, and I've taught here for about the last 5 years. I also teach part-time for Georgia State University here locally, which has been fun. In terms of my background with speaking, public speaking, I competed during college in speech and debate often. I also coached middle schoolers in speech and debate when we were living in Colorado, which was a lot of fun for me. And I teach this course for CCU, and truthfully, it's one of my favorites. It provides a unique opportunity for us to get to know each other because we share our videos, we provide encouragement and feedback to one another, and it's a great class for us to really connect with each other. So I look forward to teaching it again, and I hope that you enjoy it as well. In terms of the questions asked, in terms of my best and worst speaking experiences, I have many, but probably my best was during my senior year of college when my debate partner and I were able to compete at the national tournament and came away third overall. It was very rewarding to experience that kind of success as a senior and to sort of have all that hard work pay off. In terms of my worst public speaking experience, I have many embarrassing stories based off moments in my life when I misspoke and ended up sort of leaving something open to interpretation that was embarrassing. And I've done it more than once. So that's happened to me many times, and I could share lots of stories. But what I've learned with time and maturity is that God uses those moments to help us grow as communicators and speakers. And it reminds me of a verse in James 1:19, which says, "My dear brothers, everyone should take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." I am so grateful that as God helps me mature, He's showing me how to be quick to listen and slow to speak. And those are also skills we're going to talk about in this class, how listening and responding is sometimes equally important to being able to speak clearly and communicate well. They are very interconnected. In terms of answer to the question, how can God use my communication skills? I believe that God wants to use our communication skills for His glory. This might be to bring others to Him, which I know is the heart of many of us, that we want to see people come to know the Lord. I know it's definitely my heart. But also, God has given us good works to do. He's placed us in our jobs, in our families, in our communities, and we need to use the gifts and abilities He's given us in a way that honors Him. For the purposes of this course, we're talking about our communication skills. And so I'm reminded of 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 10 and 11. Each one should use whatever gift he has been given to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. If anyone speaks, he should do it as one speaking the very words of God. I reflect on this verse, and I think that it's not simply saying we should always be talking about spiritual things or always prepared to share our faith. I think that is true, and that's very important. But I also think that we need to be prepared to communicate in a way that honors God, whether that's giving information, whether that's sharing a critique with a fellow employee or with one of our children, or whether it's providing encouragement and affirmation to someone who really needs it. Our words and our communication should always honor God, and that should be something that we allow Him to train up in us. I also find that when I feel nervous about what to say, this verse reminds me that God gives me the words and that the gifts and abilities I have come from Him. And so I can trust Him to help me clearly and effectively communicate what it is I want to say. In terms of my goals for this course, really my hope is that this class will help to move each one of you to your next level as a communicator. I often have students in this class tell me that they put it off until the very end of their course of study because they dread it. And so if you are one of those students, I really hope that you find this class to be fulfilling and rewarding. And I hope that it gives you skills and strategies for developing confidence to speak in whatever situation that's required of you. Some of you work in a field, in a career where you're already giving presentations on a daily or weekly basis, and you feel a lot of confidence about how to present your ideas in an organized way and to a large group. I hope that this course will give you additional strategies and help you to really hone those skills so that you're even more effective and clear. And perhaps you might gain an awareness about reading your audience and responding to questions or thinking on your feet. There's a lot of different strategies that we talk about throughout the course. So my hope really is that each one of you will leave with sort of a new perspective and a renewed confidence about your communication. I often have students tell me when they leave the class that they feel better about simple communication, even in speaking to their children's teachers at school or in speaking to a neighbor or confronting maybe an issue in the neighborhood, like at an HOA meeting or something. In addition, people talk about the fringe benefit of becoming a better writer, as you have to think on your feet and respond to ideas or remember your main points while you're speaking. You're going to find that that transfers to your writing. It helps you to really clarify your main points and your ideas to help your audience, a reader or a listener, remember what you want to say. So I hope you experience that as well. As we move through the class, feel free to contact me anytime. I have posted my contact information and my virtual office hours on the homepage of our course shell under faculty contact information. I would also really encourage you to always make note of any announcements I post. I will add supplemental resources to what CCU has provided in the course that they've created. And a lot of the information I give is really required for the class in terms of due dates or expectations or requirements for assignments. So please make sure you're reading announcements and marking dates and taking notes and all of the important pieces that will help you be successful in this class. I look forward to getting to know each one of you. Thank you for taking time to watch my introduction. I look forward to seeing all of you very soon. Take care.